as we jump up here to the daily chart, did the market do anything today that caught you off guard? Did the market do anything today that caught you off guard? Oh man, you see what I'm saying? Look at this right here. This right here, this red line right here, right? That red line, what happened when we got to that red line, right? We got to that red line today, and let me blow it up real big so you can see, right? Friday, we dropped down and we kissed that red line, right? We came down Friday, kissed it, bounced up off it, right? Then with today's trading, we opened up, had a slight gap up, traded down below that red line, and traded down below Friday's low, right? So we took out Friday's low, right? A little bit of a deeper dive into that liquidity pool. Let's see how far we went into that liquidity pool, right? Come there. Dropped 63 points down into the liquidity pool. Dip, baby. Come on, dip, baby. Right? So we dropped 63 points down into the liquidity pool. And then,
hey, Kim, before you really get into your thing, will you, whenever you get a chance to tag it on the end if you like, will you go over again how you can, I can't remember that, so to speak, rule where you can kind of predict how fast how far it can go, it will go past liquidity? It's not absolute, but I remember we discussed that a long time ago.
PD arrays, like
no, I know you hit the PD array, but you can sometime I thought say how far you will go past that PD array. Like you said, how we dipped 63 points. Mm-hmm. Isn't that something that ICT's discussed before?
Now, if you talk about like projections as far as where it's coming from, is that what you're talking about? Like where it's coming?
I guess if that's from the initial projection, then that's okay. I understand that. I thought it was something else that you used that you could say how far past liquidity it would kind of run. But if it's just based off that projection, then never mind. I understand that.
Oh yeah. It's just like, as far as I know, like there's never been nothing that I ever taught saying, oh, you can expect to go this far past the liquidity, outside of if there's a PD array over here that price can draw into, or a projection from when you came from your manipulation leg and just projecting down. Those are the only ways I know to get a specific target for, okay, this is how far past I can anticipate it to go. All right. I don't know what I was about to say, but we dipped below inside the liquidity pool, right? And then, that's what I was saying. And then look at the reaction off of this magical, mystical red line that I put on. Matter of fact, the red line just floating in the middle of nowhere, right? It's just floating in the middle of nowhere, right? But look at look at the reaction off of this magical red line right there. It says PML, which stands for prior month low, right? And there's a little annotation there that says from the continuous contract. Because if we go up here to our monthly low, right there, our monthly chart, you can see that this red line is just floating in the middle of nowhere, right? Just floating in the middle of nowhere. Okay. But if you switch over to your continuous contract, the NQ, one exclamation point on TradingView, all right, if you switch over there, then you will see that low that we went below today, that is the low of September, based off of the continuous contract with B adjust off. When you turn B adjust on, as you see, that September low is all the way up there. Just like if we come over here to our front month, right? Go to our NQM 2026. That's our front month, right? And look at our monthly chart. There is that September candle, right? It's way up here, right? It's way up here. There's not even a wick on there on the front month, but it's way up there. And why is that? That's because, right, when you're looking at the front month is based off of everything being priced in accordance with the inflation, as I like to call it, for the front month already baked in to the candles, right? So what does that mean? On your continuous contract, if you turn B adjust on, right, every time there's a contract rollover where these little arrows are, see that there? You went from the September contract to the December contract, went from the December to the March, went from the March to the June, went from the June to the September, went from the September to the December, from the December to the March, right? And then again from the March to the June. That's what we are now. But each time that contract rolled over, right, the prices went up. The value of the NQ futures went up. So on Friday, right, it may have closed being worth, matter of fact, let's go and look at it, right? So if we come here, let's find the rollover. This is the rollover here, right? This is the rollover right there. So let's look at we're going to look at the month beforehand, right? So we're going to put a close line. Hold on, let me hide all this other stuff. And for those who already know this stuff, yeah, and you're looking like, Tim, we already know this stuff. Who cares? Shut up. Everybody don't know it. All right? All right. Tim, you're so mean. I know. I'm sorry. Boo. All right. So we're going to, let me find a line that'll show up on here. Let's go with our box top month. That'll show up on here. All right. So this is our rollover date there during this month. So we're going to put a line right there on that close of that month right there. Okay. And then we're going to turn the B adjust on. Do you see how when we were in, this ain't just from this one contract changeover. It's baking in this closure date from here all the way up to up here, right? That has baked in, right? So it's baked in from this here. It's baked in 1, 2, 3 rollovers. It has rolled over. It has rolled over 3 times since the closure back in August 2025, right? But in August 2025, when the month of August closed, it closed and the NQ futures had a value of 23,455 and a half. On that date, it closed with a value of 23,455 and a half. But since the inflation has been baked into the candles over here based off of all of the rollovers, right? Now, when you look at with the B adjust on, it's saying that because of the adjustment of the inflation, as I like to call it, it's saying that back in August, right, the adjusted inflation amount is that it was worth $24,160.75, right? So with the be adjust on, you're getting these inflation adjusted prices for all of the highs, all of the lows, all of the opens, all of the closes, all of the fair value gaps, all of the breakers, all of everything. You're getting the inflation adjusted versions of them. But if you turn be adjust off, you're getting what IPTA knows that it did. You're getting the actual prices of what it did back then, right? And if you notice, when you look at, right, this is the contract that we're in right here, the June contract, right? Let's put a line right here on that date at the June contract. And let's go down to a daily chart so we can really see it good. And we're going to come over here to the contract date, right? This is the contract date there, right? And we're going to move over to there like that, right? And then notice something about all of these candles right here, right? Matter of fact, I'm just going to circle around them like that right there, right? And I turn my B adjust on and off. You notice how they're not moving? They're not moving at all. Every other candle on here is jumping up and down, moving around. They're jumping and they're moving around, right? Because notice, remember when we had this change in price between 23,454 and a half and coming up here to this 24,160, whatever, close enough for government work, right? That ain't exact, but it's close enough. And then y'all know me, I got to get it perfect, right? So we're looking at 23,454 and a half, right? And then we're looking at 23,160.75. Right? So now, see, that's saying that from one day to the next, it changed $706.25. It didn't, right? It's just been adjusted over what we said, 3 rollovers. It was 3 rollovers. Now, looking at just going from one rollover to the next, right? Right, with B adjust off. When price closed, when price closed on this day right here, right? Let's make him orange so we can keep with the style that we've been using, right? And we're gonna make them dash this time so we know the difference in them, right? So we make him orange, as they say in the South, right? I was raised in the South, and then we're gonna turn B adjust on. Right? And now we're going to put it there at the close and we're going to make him azul. Right? We make it blue. Right? So now, as we see, right, when it adjusted, right, now it's saying that it jumped up, right, when it closed on the date that what is this, June? So what was that? What contract was that? March contract. So when the March contract closed, right, Monday, 3/16, the value was 24,654 and 3/4, right? But now when we're looking at the value based off the front month, right? You turn B adjust on, it's saying that it was worth 24,872 and a quarter. And that's not what it was worth. But based off the inflation that comes with the new contract rollover, that's where you get in that difference in price. But guess what IPTA remembers? IPTA remembers that it closed that day at 24,654 and 3/4. So that's why you see IPTA reacting at these levels that seem to just be floating in the middle of nowhere, right? It's not floating in the middle of nowhere. It's reacting to what it know it did. IPTA cares nothing about our closures. It cares nothing about our, the market is closed. It don't care. The contract rolled over. It don't care. We're inflating the price of it now. It was worth this yesterday, but now it's worth. It doesn't care. IPTA just knows the last time when I did this, this is the price that I calculated in my IPTA brain, right? Man, y'all do me a favor, hit a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. Man,
let him cook.
That boy is cooking today already. That boy is cooking today already. I should have had on my tenderism shirt. Hear me.